Reports are populated by data, which is produced by data connections. Each data connection is defined by a data source and the placement of the data in the report. In this video, we'll review and demonstrate all of the available placement types. The first type of placement that we'll go over is direct. This is the simplest placement type, and it simply writes to the same cell location each time the report is updated. This on-demand trend report can be generated for different periods of time and with different process tags. Because the data is placed directly onto the data sheet, the chart simply displays whatever data is put there when the report's created. The second type of data placement is offset, which reserves a distinct row or column in the report based on two parameters: the direction, which can be down or across the worksheet, and the offset parameter, which is a date and time expression. This connection will start in row 7 and reserve a distinct row in the report for every day of the month. So when this report is updated on the 1st, the data will be placed in row 7. If it's updated on the 3rd of a month, the data will be placed in row 9, regardless of whether or not the report was ever updated on the 2nd. The offset parameter is very flexible and can be used to define a variety of reporting requirements, such as day of the month, hour of the day, 15 minutes, and so on. This report updates with real-time data using a connection that's configured with offset down on the hour of the day. We can see here that the first update of the report occurs on row 6. The next update on row 7 happens at 1 a.m. A new row is added every hour throughout the day. At 11 o'clock, the production line was powered down for maintenance. With the offset data connection, we can see that as a blank row in the report. The append placement type functions similarly to offset in that it can add new rows and columns of data going down or across the worksheet, but it's used when the placement of data is not predetermined. For example, if the report is updated by a trigger in the process, the append type can add a new row going down the report each time it's triggered. This report uses an append connection to add a new row of data each time the report update is triggered by the completion of my mixer cycle. We can see here that the first cycle for the day was completed at about 9 a.m. At 11:15, I've completed my second cycle. A little over an hour later, I've completed a third one. You can see here that with the append placement type, each update of the report is simply placed below the previous. The append placement type is really more of a legacy setting that's been made available to support backwards compatibility. In XLReporter version 12, it's been effectively replaced by insert at end, which functions similarly to append, except it can affect cells in the report besides the ones where the data is inserted. Let's take a look at why this is such a great benefit in designing reports. This report uses the insert at end placement type and contains column average formulas and a trend chart that are both connected to the first two rows of the data area. Let's start automatically refreshing the report and see how it affects the formulas and chart. You can see that both are automatically adjusted as the report updates. I haven't done anything special with the formulas or the chart. This happens automatically just by using insert at end. The final type of data placement is insert at start, which, as you can imagine, functions very similarly to insert at end. The difference is that the data is inserted at the starting cell, and all other data in the report, if there is any, is pushed either down or to the right of the most recent update. To illustrate this difference, I've recreated the same report from the previous example, but just changed the placement type to insert at start. We can see that the most recent update to the report always places in row 6. For more information, visit us online at www.scitech.com.